Okay, let's talk Spanish wine. I bet when I say that, your mind immediately goes to places like Rioja, right? The big household names. But what if I told you one of the most exciting stories in Spanish wine right now is unfolding in a place you've probably overlooked? A region that's been hiding in plain sight, just waiting for its moment. We're going to dive in and see what makes this place so incredibly special.
So we're heading to the southwest of Spain, to a region called Extremadura. And the big question we're asking today is, could this be Spain's best-kept secret in the wine world? It's been right there on the map all along, but things are definitely starting to change.
All right, first up, un tesoro escondido, or a hidden treasure. Let's try and figure out just how a place like this could fly under the radar for so long. Think about it. On one side, you've got the heavy hitters, right? Rioja, Ribera del Duero, these are names everyone knows. They're famous for those big, structured reds that can age for decades. And then, you've got Extremadura, a place with just as much history, but for whatever reason, it just never got that same global hype. Well, that is until now. And that's the crazy part. Extremadura isn't some newcomer. Winemaking here goes back for ages. But for a huge chunk of the 20th century, the game wasn't about quality. It was all about quantity. They were just pumping out tons of bulk wine, basically filler for other regions. That's why people call it a sleeping giant. All that potential was just dormant, waiting for someone to wake it up. And that awakening is built on this incredible legacy of resilience. Trust me, when you hear their story, you'll see why that word is so perfect. This place has really been through it all. Okay, check out this journey. It's a long one. We're talking vineyards planted way back in Roman times. But man, it was not an easy ride. In the late 19th century, the phylloxera plague, that tiny aphid that wiped out vineyards across Europe, hit them hard. It was a total disaster. Then, as we said, the 20th century was all about bulk wine, so they weren't exactly making a name for themselves. The game changer? 1999. That's when they established the Dio Ribera del Guadiana. That's their official quality seal, and it was the starting pistol for a massive quality revolution. Now, to really get these wines, we have to talk about the place itself, Alma La Terra, the soul of the land. We're talking about terroir. You hear that word thrown around a lot in the wine world. All it really means is the complete natural environment where a wine is produced. It's the climate, the soil, the hills. It's literally the fingerprint of the land on the wine. It's what gives a wine its unique personality. And Extremadura's climate is a perfect example of this. It's a land of extremes. The summers are seriously hot and dry. We're talking scorching. That's great for getting grapes super ripe and packing them with flavor. But here's the secret weapon. You get these subtle, cooling breezes coming in from the Atlantic. And that little bit of relief is just enough to keep the wines from getting flabby. It locks in this surprising freshness. And this is where it gets really cool. Extremadura isn't just one big uniform place. The DO is actually made up of different subregions, and they're all unique. Just look at this. You've got Tierra de Barros, with its rich clay soils that give you these big, bold, fruity red wines. Then you jump over to Montage. It's all mountainous, with slate and granite soils. And what do you get? Reds with way more acidity and this awesome minerality. It's like a patchwork quilt of different wine styles all in one region. Okay, so we've got the land. Now let's talk about the main characters in this story, the grapes themselves. Uvas con identidade propia. Grapes with their own identity. And believe me, they've got personality to spare. And here's something I find absolutely fascinating about this place. Look at this breakdown. A whopping 70% of their focus is on native grapes, what they call autochtones. Yeah, sure, they grow some Cabernet or Syrah, but they are fiercely proud of the grapes that belong there, the ones that have grown in that soil for centuries and tell the most authentic story of the land. Of course, you have to start with the queen, Tempranillo. Although down here, you'll often hear the locals call it Sensibil. That intense sunshine just supercharges it, giving you these beautifully structured red wines that are just exploding with ripe, dark fruit flavors, like blackberry and dark cherry. Then, for the white wines, the hometown hero is Cayetana Blanca. This grape is a total workhorse. It thrives in the heat, but the amazing part? The wines it makes are so fresh and zesty. You get all these vibrant citrus notes. It's this beautiful, elegant wine that totally defies what you'd expect from such a hot climate. Oh, and we have to talk about this one, Garnacha Tintorera. This grape is special. It's what's known as a tainture grape. So with most red grapes, if you squeeze them, the juice is clear, right? Not this one. The pulp itself is red. This means it gives the wine this unbelievably deep, inky color, plus all these cool spicy and earthy flavors. It's a powerhouse in their red blends. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? The wines of Extremadura are an authentic reflection of their terroir and their history. It's not just fermented grape juice in a bottle. It's the sun, the soil, the history, everything we've been talking about, all captured in the glass. So, that's the story so far. But where are they going from here? Well, the future is literally being bottled right now. O futuro en cada garrafa. The future in every bottle. And the winemakers there have a really smart game plan to get on the world stage. First things first, it's all about quality now, not quantity. That's a huge shift. Number two, they're getting serious about sustainable farming. I mean, you have to in a climate this harsh. Third, they're blending age-old traditions with modern tech in the winery. And finally, they're opening their doors, inviting people to come and experience the food, the culture, and of course the wine right at the source. Okay, so what does this all mean for you, the wine lover? Well, it's pretty simple. First, you're getting exceptionally well-made, high-quality wine. Second, because it's still a bit of a hidden gem, the value is just incredible. We're talking great wine that won't break the bank. And maybe the best part, you get to taste something new, something with unique flavors that tells a completely different story.
Look, Extremadura is not a sleeping giant anymore. It is wide awake, it's making some incredible wine, and it is ready to be discovered. So I guess the only question I have for you is, are you ready to find your next favorite bottle?